Hello, I'm Kendra Countryman.
And I'm Sarah Cazell. The University of Arizona offers a wide range of academic programs, but the racetrack industry major is one of the only programs of its kind in the country. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Kathleen Ackle has the story.
The racetrack industry program throws its students into the industry. The program was established in 1974 with about 15 students. Today, there are around 50 students in the program. The program offers 2 paths based on student interests. Ernesto Avalos, who recently had an internship with one of the up-and-coming horse trainers in New York, hopes one day to be a trainer himself.
I strongly feel the program prepares you for the industry. I mean, the classes you take here, you talk about what happens in the real world. They teach you what you're going to need to know when you get out there. It's not like they teach you concepts that you're never going to use. What you learn in the classrooms is exactly what you're going to be using when you get out into the real world.
The RTIP is committed to providing experience-based learning for its students through industry internships. The program and its professors are highly recognized throughout the industry. Vincent Francia, assistant manager at Turf Paradise in Phoenix, says their track has hired many graduates from the program and will continue to.
Students that come out of that program are so prepared. So the learning curve is you don't need to spend a lot of time teaching them. They already have the tools. Therefore, they can get right to work.
RTIP professors have backgrounds in racetrack management, regulation, breeding, and training. Professor Doug Reed says that RTIP students are a unique group at the UA.
The students in the program are fun because they're motivated. It's such a unique program. You don't come here unless you want to get in this business. Most of the students here, they know what they want to do. It makes it more fun teaching.
Horse racing became popular in the early 20th century. The industry has seen its ups and downs, but racetrack industry programs like the one at the UA gives the industry hope for the future. For Arizona Cat's Eye, this is Kathleen Ackle.
This year marks the 125th anniversary of the University of Arizona. The athletic department is celebrating by commemorating the history of women's athletics at the UA.
And we just thought, what a wonderful time while the university is celebrating their 125th to go back and look at all the success we've had with women's athletics.
Women's athletics at the University of Arizona have come a long way since the school first opened in 1885.
I'm also overwhelmed because you need to think about this. You are our history.
Rocky LaRose is a part of this history, having played softball at the UA in the 70s before starting her career as Deputy Director of Athletics. For 8 decades, female sports on campus were recognized as recreational and intramural sports. In 1971, a year before Title IX, that's the federal law that aimed to equalize sports among men and women, softball, golf, gymnastics, and tennis became intercollegiate sports at the UA. Now the university has 10 female intercollegiate teams. Each sport was featured at a fashion show celebrating the history of women's sports.
Sophomore hurdler from Denver, Colorado, representing cross country.
Of those 10 sports, it is safe to say that Arizona softball has had the most success. The university has won 20 national championships. 14 of them belong to women's teams. Out of 14, 8 of them belong to the softball team.
I never thought I'd ever have the chance to play for such a program, but I'm so blessed to be here, and being a part of this tradition is just an amazing experience.
Mike Candrea has been the women's softball head coach since 1985, and all 8 titles have been under his lead. He has seen major changes throughout the years.
You know, in the early 70s, women's sports looked a lot different than they do today, and so it was really neat to be able to tie the past with the present. And for our young kids that are here today, I think it was really valuable for them to kind of see who paved the road for them.
A popular playground game is being resurrected in Tucson, but the players are a bit older than you may expect. Cat's Eye reporter Brett Rostratter has more.
It's Thursday night, and these people are at Joaquin Murrieta Park to play kickball. This old-school playground game has been going on in Tucson for over 3 years, and the popularity is growing. The 21-year-old and over league consists of multiple teams competing to see who is simply the best. Matt Rahr, captain of Team Chug Norris, tells us how the game has become so popular.
Just in the last few years, it's really picked up. This season, 16 teams, the largest they've ever had. Last season was 8, so it's really expanding. A lot of people are catching the word. It's a fun thing to do, so yeah.
However, this is far from the game kids played during recess. Players are very competitive and go to any length to win the game. As the games progress, the intensity level increases. But the key is still to have fun. If that means sliding into a base to be safe, then slide. Garland Hatfield gives his thoughts on the game that he still loves.
Childhood fun with adult fun put together. It's a childhood game, classic, and then you add some booze, and there you go.
Games are 5 innings in length, and teams can have anywhere from 11 to over 20 players. There are 4 seasons per year, and players do not need to commit to every season in order to play.
It's been fun. You know, you do little bits and pieces. You do a few seasons on, maybe a season off, but it's fun, and I recommend it to anybody.
This game may be fun, but the thrill of victory lives on. But in the end, good sportsmanship prevails as these adults remember what it was like to be a kid once again. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Brett Rostratter.
Coming up, he spends his time on the sidelines and sitting courtside, but how did he get there?
When we come back, we'll introduce you to the UA's new athletic director, Greg Byrne.
There is much more to see from our Arizona Cat's Eye seniors. You can check out more of our work on our website at azcatseye.com.
He makes $390,000 a year, and he spends the entire year promoting Arizona athletics.
Greg Byrne is in his first year as Arizona's athletic director. I recently sat down with him to talk about how he got here and to see what he has in mind for the future of Arizona athletics. Arizona Athletic Director Greg Byrne has been around college athletics his whole life.
In 1977, that's my dad and I in Albuquerque, New Mexico, during high-level fundraising. It's a walk-a-thon.
He didn't have much of a choice. His father, Bill Byrne, has worked in athletics administration since the 38-year-old was a child.
I was around all the time. I ball boyed, I was around coaches, I go out to practice all the time. I've been going to football practices since I was that age.
From that exposure came a love for sports and an eventual career in athletics. He started out unloading trucks and sweeping floors for the Fiesta Bowl at 21 years old, then worked his way up through 2 Pac-10 schools and 2 SEC programs, including a 2-year tenure as athletic director at Mississippi State. But given his West Coast upbringing and Pac-10 connections, the opening in Arizona was too good to pass up.
To me, Arizona was always up on this pedestal, and I knew Arizona had won multiple national championships in a lot of different sports. And it has historically been viewed as one of the top programs in the country. But we've slipped a little bit, so I saw a great opportunity to hopefully come in and make a difference and help us improve.
With a $55 million budget, Byrne wants to continue updating facilities, improve fan attendance and behavior, and compete for championships. But he says his main priority is raising student-athlete graduation rates. According to the NCAA's annual Graduation Success Rate report, Arizona has the lowest graduation rate in all of the 6 power conferences, with 1/3 of its athletes never getting a college diploma.
I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I know that if you go to class, you do better. And so we have told our student athletes that if they don't go to class, they're not going to play. It doesn't matter if they're the star quarterback or they're the last person coming off the bench on the volleyball team. They will go to class or they won't have the opportunity to play.
It would be easy for someone in Byrne's position to have an ego. He is, after all, in charge of the biggest game in town. But between his faith and his relationship with his wife, Regina, and teenage sons, Nick and Davis, Byrne stays grounded.
There's a lot of ways to succeed as an athletic director. There's a lot of ways to fail, too. And, you know, as you may be surprised, there's an occasional ego in college athletics. But at times, it's easy for us to get caught up in what we're doing and think that, boy, we're all that. We're all replaceable. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow, knock on wood, they'll have somebody else in here that will be good at doing this job. But here I am and honored to be a part of it.
So as I mentioned earlier, Greg Byrne is making $390,000 a year. How does that compare to his last job?
Well, he's making more than twice what he was making at Mississippi State, his last job. He's making $175,000 there a year, so not a bad raise.
So where does that money come from?
Well, Arizona Athletics is completely self-sufficient. They run off of private donations and ticket sales and that sort of thing. So don't worry, students, you're not, your tuition isn't going towards Greg Byrne's salary.
Well, I'm sure he's really happy with that.
Yeah, probably.
That's it for this edition of Arizona Cat's Eye, the UA School of Journalism Student News Magazine.
Thank you for joining us. If you would like to see more of our reports, you can visit our website at azcatseye.com.
From the entire Arizona Cat's Eye news team, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.